Welcome to The Deep Dive, the show from Knowledge Sharing Podcast. We dig into a pile of sources so you get the core insights fast. Today we're looking at something that often gets a mixed reaction. Curiosity. Sometimes it feels like we're warned off it. Don't ask too many questions. It might lead you down a bad path, maybe even towards doubt.
Right?
But what if? What if that's completely the wrong way to think about it? What if curiosity isn't the problem, but actually something really positive?
That's exactly the provocative idea our sources explore today. They make this, frankly, surprising argument.
Yeah.
Curiosity isn't just okay, they use the word divine.
Divine, wow.
Yeah. One of faith's essential expressions, even. A core way we engage with the world, much more than just, wanting to know stuff.
Okay, that definitely sets our mission for this deep dive then.
Yeah.
We're going to explore why anyone would call curiosity a holy calling. We'll be pulling insights from, some interesting places. Ancient scripture, the scientific method, even a really compelling personal story.
Okay.
Let's unpack this. Curiosity is divine.
Let's do it. So the plan is we start with a kind of theological anchor, a key verse from Proverbs.
Okay.
Then we'll see how science, which people often put in a totally separate box from faith, actually echoes this call to ask questions.
Interesting.
Then, that true story, how one simple question basically changed the life of, a very famous thinker. And finally, we'll get practical. How can you cultivate this kind of, let's call it, holy curiosity in your own life?
Sounds like a great journey. So let's tackle that first big idea. How on earth can curiosity be divine? To some people, that might even sound a bit, disrespectful.
It's a bold claim, I get it. But it has surprisingly deep roots. Our main text here is from Proverbs, the Book of Wisdom literature, and it says this: "It is the glory of God to conceal things, but the glory of kings is to search things out." Glory of God to conceal, glory of kings to search. Exactly. Just let that sink in for a second. It totally reframes things, doesn't it? Yeah. God doesn't just allow mystery. God places it there. There's a delight in the hidden depths.
Okay.
And our searching or asking why, our wondering, that actually honors the way God made the world. It's not God withholding things to test us. It's more like an invitation.
An invitation to discover, not a test of blind obedience.
Precisely. That's the radical reframing. But you raised a good point earlier. What about those times or traditions where asking too many questions is discouraged? How does this proverb speak to that tension?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think the tension comes when we confuse faith with just passive acceptance instead of active engagement.
Yeah.
This proverb pushes back on that. It says seeking isn't rebellion, it's a response. A response to a creator who made a world that, frankly, rewards our attention.
So curiosity itself becomes a kind of spiritual practice.
It really can be. Think about it. It forces humility, right? Because you have to admit you don't know everything. That cuts against intellectual pride. It builds patience because real answers often take time and effort. They don't just pop up.
Right.
And it fosters reverence. As you search, you find this incredible beauty, this amazing order. It makes you want to study things carefully, appreciate them more. The virtues grow in the process of seeking.
I love that idea you mentioned earlier, even a child's why, being an act of worship. It connects that very natural human impulse to something much bigger.
It absolutely does. Worship and discovery aren't opposites here. God's glory is in the concealed things, calling us to explore, but, with respect.
With reverence.
With reverence. So when a kid asks, why is the sky blue? Or how does a spider spin that web? If it comes from a genuine desire to understand, that's beautiful. That can be worship. It's about curiosity guided by love, seeking what's good, true, and beautiful, not just seeking novelty or trying to look smart.
Okay, so God invites us to search. That's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
And you said it echoes in perhaps unexpected places, like science. How does that work? Science and faith are often seen as, not exactly partners.
Right, and that's where it gets really interesting. Because if you look at science, what is it fundamentally? It's basically institutionalized curiosity.
Institutionalized curiosity. I like that.
Its whole method is built on questions. Ask a question, design an experiment, test it, revise your understanding, repeat.
The scientific method.
Exactly. A scientist's job is to wonder and then to test that wonder rigorously. And this isn't just random. The universe itself, the created order, it seems to work consistently enough that we can ask these questions and get meaningful answers. That consistency is practically an invitation to interrogate it.
Okay, institutionalized curiosity. It sounds a bit formal for something that feels so spontaneous, like wondering why an apple falls. How does the institutionalized part connect to this divine calling idea?
It means that initial spark, that why, gets channeled, it gets refined through a process, often communal, methodical. Think Isaac Newton. He didn't just wonder about the apple. He developed math, made observations, shared it for review, turning wonder into reliable knowledge.
Right, the rigor.
Yeah, the rigor. And almost every big breakthrough, whether it's astronomy way back when or genetics today, started with someone asking a simple question that they just couldn't let go of. Curiosity fuels the method. The method shapes the curiosity.
So instead of seeing science and faith as enemies,
We could see them as partners. Maybe faith asks the big why, questions purpose, meaning, and science asks the how and what happens if, questions.
different kinds of questions.
Different kinds, yeah. And working together, that partnership can almost be, well, the source used the word sacramental, like a visible sign pointing to something deeper, revealing God's handiwork through the way nature operates.
That's a powerful bridge, but for a lot of people, that gap still feels pretty wide.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing keeping them apart in people's minds, do you think? And how does curiosity help?
I think the biggest hurdle is the idea they're fighting over the same territory, trying to give the same kind of answers. Faith isn't science. Science isn't faith. But true curiosity, the kind we're talking about, it doesn't really care about those boundaries in the same way. It recognizes different questions need different approaches.
So it lets you appreciate both.
Exactly. It lets you say, okay, here's how it works scientifically, and then immediately follow with, and isn't that absolutely amazing? That mix of explanation and awe, that's gold. Especially for parents, for teachers. It builds that habit of lifelong learning.
Speaking of awe and questions, let me tell you a quick story. It's a true one about someone very famous you might not immediately connect with this. Albert Einstein.
Oh, this is a great one. It shows exactly how a simple question can become, well, the hinge of a whole life.
Right. So Einstein's just a little kid, maybe 4 or 5. He gets really sick. And his dad, trying to cheer him up or keep him occupied, gives him a compass.
Just a simple magnetic compass.
And Einstein was just mesmerized. He wrote about it later. Seeing that needle, always pointing north, no matter how we turn the compass. No strings, nothing visible making it move. It just filled him with this deep sense of wonder.
Yeah, a profound feeling, he called it.
And he said that experience, that mystery, sparked his lifelong drive to understand the hidden forces shaping the world. A compass.
A single why. Really. Born out of curiosity, maybe offered in love by his father, and it redirects a life, the hinge of a life, as the source put it.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How many potential hinge moments like that are happening around us?
Totally. For teachers, it's huge. It's not just about covering the material. It's about noticing that spark of curiosity in a student, fanning it a little, giving it space, validating the asker.
And for parents, too. Taking that extra minute when your kid asks why about something mundane. Saying, good question. Let's find out together. That could be massive.
Outsized influence, absolutely.
Right.
And even for us, as professionals in whatever field we're in, it's easy to let routine kind of dull that edge. This is a nudge to keep that inner compass alive, to keep wondering.
And Einstein himself, later in life, said something incredible. He said he had no special talent, only an intense curiosity.
Which is just amazing humility from him, isn't it?
It really is.
But it points to something important. Curiosity without ego. That can be a vocation. We might not all rewrite physics, but we can all stay open to the small wonders, the everyday mysteries. It's a different way of seeing the world, not just problems to solve, but wonders to explore.
Okay, this is all making a very strong case for curiosity. But let's bring in some nuance. Is all curiosity good? Is it always holy? Or are there, limits, guardrails?
That's a really critical question, and the clear answer from our sources is no, not all curiosity is holy. It absolutely can be, as they put it, prurient, destructive, or prideful.
Okay, so we need to be able to tell the difference.
We do, and the sources suggest holy curiosity, the kind we're aiming for, has 3 key markers, like guardrails on the road.
All right, what's the first one?
First is humility. Holy curiosity asks questions because it genuinely doesn't know or wants to understand better. It's open to surprise, open to being wrong.
Okay, humility. Got it.
Second is love. It's motivated by wanting good for others, not just satisfying personal cravings for novelty or information. It's not about digging up dirt or gaining power. It's about connection, understanding, care.
Makes sense. Humility, love, and the third?
Third is discernment. This is about recognizing boundaries. Respecting privacy, safety, sacred trust.
Can you give examples of curiosity that crosses those lines?
Sure. curiosity that becomes gossip that harms people and community, or voyeurism prying into things that aren't your business, or curiosity that leads you to break confidentiality or put someone at risk, that's not virtuous.
Right.
So the wisdom tradition, like in Proverbs, it gives us both the call to seek and these guardrails, righteousness, prudence to keep our seeking healthy. For professionals, for instance, it means you can be curious about why performance metrics are the way they are, but you don't use that curiosity to undermine a colleague. You seek to understand, not to harm or exploit.
That balance is key. Seek understanding, but do it wisely and lovingly. So, okay, let's make this really practical now. For you listening, how can you actually cultivate this kind of holy curiosity day to day?
Great question. And it can start really small, daily even. Try this. Just pick one why question today about something ordinary, something you use or see or hear.
Like, why is my mug shaped this way?
Exactly. Or why does that tree have bark like that? Or what did that phrase someone used actually mean? Then just give it 5 minutes. Seriously, 5 minutes, look it up, ask someone, do a tiny mental experiment. The goal isn't a PhD, just flexing the muscle.
5 minutes. Doable.
Another super simple daily thing. Practice saying, tell me more. When someone shares something, an idea, a problem, even a question they have, just that phrase, tell me more. It's such a powerful signal that you value their thinking. You want to understand deeper.
Oh, I like that. Tell me more. It opens doors instead of shutting them down.
Yeah.
What about bigger steps? Maybe weekly or monthly?
Okay, weekly. Maybe try a micro project. If you work with learners or have kids, let them pick a topic, research it a bit, and then share just 2 surprising things they found. Keep it short, like 5 minutes. Forces them to synthesize.
Good for consolidating learning.
Yeah. And if you're a professional, maybe block out 30 minutes on your calendar once a week. Call it curiosity hour. No emails, no meetings. Just explore something you're genuinely interested in, related to your field or totally outside it. See what sparks.
A dedicated time. That's crucial.
And maybe monthly. You could try a question salon. Get together with friends or colleagues. Everyone brings one question they're wrestling with or a mystery they've encountered. The point isn't necessarily to answer everything, but to appreciate the questions themselves, the process of inquiry.
These all feel really adaptable, don't they? You could fit them into almost any context, home, school, work. It's about building habits of mindful inquiry.
Exactly. And they can even tie into spiritual practices. Try a prayer of wonder sometime. Just take 60 seconds to appreciate some complex marvel of creation, a star, a leaf, how your brain works, and just offer thanks for the mystery.
Instead of just asking for things.
Right. Or when reading scripture, don't just read it. Pick a verse and ask yourself 2 honest questions. What does this really imply for how I live today? How does this challenge my assumptions? Again, it's not doubt, it's digging deeper for meaning.
This reminds me of that classroom example you mentioned earlier, the 3rd grade class.
Ah, yes. Picture it.
Yeah.
A kid finds a dandelion gone to seed, holding it carefully, asks the teacher, how does the seed fly? Teacher has 2 choices, right? Option A, quick fact. Wind carries it, it's called dispersal. Move on.
The efficient answer.
The efficient answer. Or option B, teacher pauses, looks at the seed. Wow, great question, let's find out. And maybe over the next few days, they do little experiments. How far can it travel? Does wind speed matter? Can we make something similar?
Much more involved. And the impact of option B.
It's huge. The kids learn about measurement, drawing, new words, maybe even some basic physics or math, but way more importantly, that child learns. My question matters. My wondering is valuable. That classroom becomes a place where identity is shaped. The source made this powerful point. Curiosity is not only a path to knowledge, it is a pathway to identity.
Wow. It tells you who you are, someone who asks, who explores, who learns.
Exactly. It validates that innate desire to know as something good, something important.
Well, if this deep dive has maybe sparked a bit more of that innate desire in you listening, then I think we've done our job. As we wrap up, maybe choose just one small practice from today, just one thing to try this week. Perhaps in your next meeting, ask a genuinely curious why question, and then just pause. Don't rush to answer. Let others chew on it.
Or maybe with a child or any learner, pick up an everyday object, a spoon, a shoe, and ask together, why is it made this way? Explore a few possibilities.
Or even just spend 5 minutes reading something totally outside your usual zone, science, theology, art, whatever it is, and just notice one surprising thing.
And as you go, hold on to that core idea we started with. Curiosity, framed the right way, isn't dangerous. It's actually a form of fidelity, a response to the world God made, full of depths and wonders meant to be explored.
Exploring with humility, love, and discernment.
Exactly. When we search like that, our questions become part of this long, honorable tradition of worshipful inquiry.
So go into your week being someone who honors God with questions, someone who models wonder, who gently pushes into mystery, and maybe invites a few others along for the ride.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
And remember, at Knowledge Sharing Podcast, our motto is, enrich minds and spark curiosity. If this conversation resonated, please share it with a colleague, a teacher, a parent, anyone who loves to ask why. Keep asking, keep wondering. May your curiosity be humble, generous, and truly blessed.